I needed to like do so much like soul searching. Allow yourself the grace to explore your feelings at your own pace. It was not very fun. Can we talk about the girls? Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amanda and I create lifestyle, entrepreneurship, pop culture, and some mindset content on this YouTube channel. And I hope you guys stick around, join the fam, join the squad. I'd love to have you here. I know I've been flaky in uploads, but just bear with me, okay? My life is crazy, silly, goofy, fun, stressful, but silly, goofy. Here we are. This video is actually going to be a little bit of a deeper video where I'm just gonna be open, vulnerable, and honest. I've done a lot of these videos in the past when I was just discovering my sexuality, when I identified as bisexual. I was just making a lot of content that I wanted to see when I was younger. And then when I got in a relationship with a man, I felt very invalidated in my bisexual experience, not by him or by anyone in my life, but by the people on the internet. Whenever I would talk about being bi and being in a heteronormative relationship, people would always be like, well, you picked a side, you're with a man, so like, how bi are you really? Shit like that, which is so fucked up. And I see like there's so much like homophobia and like biphobia within the like community itself, but like identifying as bisexual was just something else. Like honestly, you can never win. Like you can never win. If you were with a guy, people would be like, oh, so you're straight. If you were with a girl, people would be like, you're lesbian. Like pick a side, like make a choice. Why are you confused, blah blah blah. And that was fucked up. So I kind of stopped making those videos because I just like felt so invalidated all the time. And I was like, why am I making content that makes me happy, that I want to see, or I wanted to see when I was younger, just to like get all this like hate and like dumb stuff said to me? So I stopped, and I wish I didn't, honestly. I wish I didn't let it get to me, but it did, and here we are now, making a new type of video for this. So people online have been asking me like how I discovered my sexuality and how I kind of figured it out. And then in one of my recent videos, someone did ask like when did I, or how did I know I was a lesbian? And I said I would potentially make a longer in-depth video about it if anyone wanted it. And I actually got like a few comments and a few DMs of people saying that. So here we are. So this video is going to be about how I basically discovered my sexuality and how I have come to terms with the fact that I am a lesbian. And I just want to put a disclaimer out there that like whether you label yourself as anything, sexuality is so fluid and it can be ever changing. And I think that was something that scared me too. You do not have to label yourself. For a period of time, I was like, I'm not labeling myself. I just like whoever the fuck I like and I'm gonna call it a day and whatever. I just feel more comfortable with having a label for myself, but I know that's like different for everyone. And if at one point I don't want to label myself, I'm not going to, and like that's okay, and like no one's business other than my own. But I just want to put it out there because some people are like, oh, like I don't want to label myself, or like I don't know, like I'm so confused, I'm stressed. You do not need to label yourself. You do not need to like at all. And then there's also the thing with like changing your label, which is totally fucking fine. You know how many labels I went through? Like I was like bisexual, pansexual, asexual, lesbian. Like I went through a lot of them. At one point I was straight. Like shit changes, life changes, sexuality is fluid, and it's totally okay. So just want to put that out there. But this video is gonna be like all over the place. So I'm sorry in advance. But let's just like go back in time. When I was like 10 or 11, which is very young, I realized that all my like friends that were girls were like looking at boys and like talking about boys and all that, and I was like, I kind of want to be with the girls. Like, can we talk about the girls? But obviously, I didn't really know what that meant when I was younger. Like, and I wasn't like thinking like, oh, like I want to be with them, like in a sexual or like romantic way. I was just like, I want to be with them. So I just thought like, oh, I just want to have like a lot of girlfriends, like whatever. And then transitioning into high school when I was like 12. That's when like girls started to have like crushes on boys and like talk about boys and stuff. And I was like, I could have crushes on the girls, but I was like so scared because I went to like an all girls Catholic high school. And I was like, this is not normal. Like, this is not what I was taught. This is not what people around me are talking about or like presenting. And there were like a few queer students. I don't know if they were like out or open about it like when I went to school, but like there were some, but it was just like not talked about or like frowned upon. So when I was like 12, going to an all-girls high school and looking at the girls and being like, damn, like they're cute, and not really thinking about boys, I was like, red flag, even though it's not a red flag, but like that's what my brain was telling me. So I was like, I need to focus on boys. I need to like the boys. So that's what I did. I started to talk to the boys, find them on Instagram, have conversations. It was not very fun, but you know what? I did it. And I ended up having my first boyfriend when I was like, my first like official boyfriend when I was like 16. And we were together for a while. And then during that, I was like, I like girls. Like I knew I liked girls. If you have like celebrity crushes, 99% of mine were girls, except Justin Bieber. But growing up, like I always was like girls, girls, girls. Like I have a crush on a girl. Like I want to kiss them. I want to do this, whatever. And I did do those things. Don't get me wrong. Just not publicly and no one really knows. So I did kiss girls when I was younger and I liked it. So yeah. But anyways, the story's all over the place. My ADHD is kicking in. I was dating a guy, and during that, I was like, I know for a fact I like girls. And at this point, I was like, I like girls and boys because I was dating a man, and I was like, I'm happy and whatever. So like, I must be bi. So I came out as bi to everyone at like 16, 17 maybe. But like in my heart, I knew since I was like 10, but to like my friends, family and stuff, I came out as bi around 16, 17, and it was like taken well. So that's, well, it wasn't actually taken that well. There's like a little bit of trauma that comes with that, but I'm not going to expose things on the internet. But yeah, so came out, had a little bit of a rough patch, and then ended up having a breakup with that guy. And then I was seeing a girl, and then I got with another guy, which was my most recent relationship. We were together for around 6 years, and I would say, and he knows this, I was questioning my sexuality again, like 2 years ago. So like 4 years into a relationship, I was like just so confused, and I was like just really confused, and I was just trying to figure it out, but it was so hard to figure it out because it feels like such a daunting like thing, because like one, I'm in a relationship and it's with a man, and I'm here thinking I only like women, so like what am I supposed to do? How do I figure this out? What's wrong with me? Like why can't I just be happy in like what I am in right now? Why can't I just be happy and be content? And obviously that's not possible when you're not into men, when you're with a man. Like, and obviously I didn't know that, but it was just like such a complicated thing, and I needed to like do so much like soul searching and digging into like myself and everything. And then the relationship was just rocky, and I knew like deep down that it wasn't fair to him or to me to be in this relationship questioning myself and like figuring it out, and I needed to figure it out. And I knew deep down that I only liked girls. Like it was, I knew it. So that relationship ended, and then that was this year at the beginning of the year, and I did the most fucking soul searching, digging deep like into my brain, and I've come to the conclusion that I only like women. I only want to be with women, sexually, romantically, any forms of way that are intimate, I guess. And yeah, it just took a lot of soul searching, confusion, but at the end of the day, ultimately, I kind of just knew it was like a gut feeling. And I know like everyone says like, you just know it's a gut feeling, but it truly was, and it truly is. I had to go through all my past relationships and things like that to kind of discover it and like realize it. And I don't regret any of my past relationships. But moving forward, I definitely do know I will be with someone who's not a man. So that's kind of how I discovered my sexuality. And like, yeah, sexuality is fluid, like I said. Of course, at the time when I was with men, like I enjoyed their presence and I liked being with them. But ultimately, I realized that women is who I'm actually very much attracted to and want to be with. And therefore, I am a lesbian. So that's how I went from straight bi lesbian. The bisexual to lesbian pipeline is very real and present. And here we are. That's my little story. I wrote down some advice that I have for anyone who might be watching this and feels confused, pressured, or just wants to have some advice about sexuality and discovering it. So let me get those out for you. So the first thing I wrote is to embrace your journey. And I said, it's okay to be unsure. Your feelings and experiences are valid, and discovering your identity can take time. Clearly, it took me a little bit of time, but here I am, and I just feel so free and happy, and like I've never felt more like myself than in the present moment. So just embrace it. It's a wild journey, but once you reach the finish line, I don't think I'm at the finish line, but once you reach a point in time where you do feel happy and content with who you are, sexuality wise, it's a good feeling. The next thing I said is seek support, connect with friends, family, or even support groups. I've never done that, but they do exist, who can provide a safe space for you to express yourself without judgment. I just need to give big props to my closest friends. They really fucking stuck it out with me when I was going through like my whole confusion, and they know who they are watching this, if they're watching this, but I don't think I would have been able to like get through that part of my life without them. Genuinely, like I don't think I would be sitting here. So thank you. If I haven't said it already enough, thank you. But yeah, I just lean on the people that you can lean on. The next thing I said is to educate yourself, explore resources about different sexual orientations, and understanding the spectrum of sexuality can honestly help you find out where you fit. Like myself, I kind of went through a little bit of like a journey and like thinking I was certain things and thinking I wasn't. And just educate yourself, because there's so many different forms of sexuality out there that I didn't even know existed. So definitely educate yourself and see what feels good. And then the last thing I said is to be patient. It's normal to have ups and downs. Allow yourself the grace to explore your feelings at your own pace. I feel like sometimes I definitely felt this, like when I got out of my relationship, I was like, okay, I need to figure this out like right this second. And I was like, Amanda, like calm down, take some time, like breathe. You just went through a breakup, breathe. Your emotions are all over the place. You do not need to figure this out in this instance. Like take your time. So I kind of took a step back, and then when I felt more healed and like in a good place to like figure it out, that's when I started doing more like soul searching and stuff. But definitely be patient with yourself, and it takes time, and you're not going to know in like a split second. You might, but not everyone really knows in a split second. So yeah, that's basically my journey and my advice for you guys. Let me know if there's any other types of sexuality videos that you want. I know my other videos about sexuality and stuff are still getting a lot of views and questions and comments. So if you have any questions, comments, or want advice or anything, I could definitely do like more content around this, because now I just feel more confident and comfortable doing it. So yeah, remember that sexuality is fluid. You do not need to have a label, and the most important thing is that you love yourself and you give yourself grace. So yeah, thank you guys for listening and watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye guys.